Hi Sister Lock enthusiast, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Mariam coming to you another week with another video. So this video was meant to be out maybe 2 weeks ago, but in my typical Mariam fashion, it's out 3 weeks later. Today is, what's the date today, Ethan? 15th. Today is the 15th. You're actually behind the mic so they can actually hear you quite loud and clear. Today is the 15th of November. So I'm hoping I'm gonna do another video next week, fingers crossed. Anyway, so for this week's topic, I'm going to be talking about, are you still on the fence about getting sister locks? But before I start that video, I've really got to mention something. I am so excited. Once again, I am edging on to 300 subscribers. Now, my last video, I was just edging on to 200 subscribers. And now I'm literally touching on 300, so I am literally going to celebrate. So, and I got myself a glass of wine. Yes, it's a Sunday night. I am going to be enjoying my wine to celebrate my 300 subscribers. So hopefully the next video will be full. And yeah, so hello to new subscribers. Thank you to welcome to my channel, and to my existing subscribers. Hey there. Keep staying, keep watching, keep sharing as you guys do. So thank you again. Cheers. Hey enthusiasts, so as I was saying, for this week's topic is really covering for those people who are still on the fence, or are still at crossroads about getting sister locks. So if you've got sister locks already, maybe you can write your comments below to inspire somebody who still might be thinking about getting sister locks. So if you're watching this video and you've just had your lock established, or you've literally made a definite commitment to do it, or you've been locked for a couple of months, please comment below. For anybody that's watching who is thinking about getting sister lock, just in a brief, put your experiences, what you thought, what your fears are they manifested out, whatever you were scared of as they come to light. If you've been locked for 1 year and you had to go to work, what was that like? If you've been locked for, again, a year or less, what did your family take? Did you care? Did they care? Did anybody care? Did anybody say anything? And most importantly, how do you feel about yourself and your hair when you look in the mirror now? So if you've been locked for 2 years, can you just document down your feelings prior to getting locks, when you got the locks, and then 2 years later, how do you feel now, since now you've got your locks? And how, in compared to how you felt before you got your locks? And even better, like what your feelings were about sister locks prior to getting them. And then any fears that you had, did they come to light? And if some of these fears came to light, how did you deal with them? Because all these things, believe me, there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever we go through, there's guarantees someone else is going through it. Our feelings are not, although they're ours, but they're not the most unique. So there's no new circumstances under the sun. There's no new scenario. There's just nothing. There's nothing that you can feel that someone else there hasn't felt or hasn't gone through. And I also feel that sharing is caring. So if you share your experiences, you might just help somebody. So don't be selfish. Don't keep your experiences to yourself. The universe will award you abundantly. Never mind. Anyway, so are you still on the fence about getting sister locks, or are you still at crossroads? I would say if it's been something that's been on the back of your mind all the time, and it's just you cannot stop thinking about getting sister lock, you're finding yourself online, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Google, on whatever other platforms, just admiring sister locks and just picturing yourself with it. It could mean that you might just have to jump on board of sister locks, because that feeling's not going to go away. And the reason why I say this, I had a potential client calling me about, what was it? I think it was about 6 weeks ago. And she said, hi, I've seen your YouTube, and no, Instagram was Instagram, and she's really thinking about getting her sister locks. And I said, great, I am more than happy to do your consultation. After having a brief chat, she said, she had a traditional locks before. She wanted to get sister locks 10 years prior, but they were really, really expensive. And so she decided to do the traditional locks instead. I think it was just traditional locks. But the wanting to get sister locks just didn't leave her. She just kept wanting to get sister locks. and then she cut off her traditional locks, and now she's ready to embrace the Sisterlocks journey. So obviously that's the extreme end of something nagging you, but I always feel that we always get intuitive nudge for something. Sometimes when we have something that just doesn't leave our mind, we were never going to be fully satisfied until we do it. This could be hair, it could be a task, it could be anything, you know what I mean? It's like some people like to go traveling. You know, they want to travel the world, and even if their circumstances don't permit them to travel, they will still dream about traveling. They'll look at destination, they'll plan, and the feeling of traveling will never leave them until they get to fulfill that particular destiny that they want. Whether it takes them 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they will do it. So this is where we are now. If you're feeling heavily that you want to go for Sisterlocks, why not? And if you're really unsure, just call one of the consultants, have a word with them and speak. If you've got fears, just ask. Most of us are happy to answer these questions. I say most, I can't speak for everyone. But I'll say most of us are happy to answer any questions. Certainly I am when people message me or call me. I'm happy to discuss anything they want, add their fears. Sometimes one of the other fears that I normally get, which I find it quite sad, but I understand it's coming from a place of fear as well. So I had a potential customer calling, and she wanted to get Sisterlocks, but she works in a city, and she wasn't quite sure whether the Sisterlocks look would be fitting for the corporate environment. And I just said to her, well, look, I've got X amount of clients, and they're ranging profession from those in the financial sector to working for the health service to, you know, owning their own companies, various of profession, and the Sisterlock has never seemed to interfere. And I said, I myself, I work for the local government, so, and my hair's never really been an issue within a corporate setting. And so I was just being very honest about that. And then after that, we addressed the ideas of, okay, so how do you normally style your hair? Oh, I've normally got my hair in a wig. So she's quite scared about having her natural hair out because it's not something anybody has seen other than herself in a while. So she was really on the fence, and she wasn't quite sure what to do. And I just said, look, before, sometimes it's our esteem, and I think as black girls, we have such a complex relationship with our hair. We really do. And honestly, we cannot blame ourselves for that, especially for those of us living in the West. It's just going back to those media images and the idea of what good hair is, and I think we've internalized all these things. But as I said in my previous video, we are harsher on ourselves when we're judging our own hair than any other. But again, we can't blame us on that due to the subliminal messaging we've received over the years about kinky hair, afro hair, from all sorts of names, which I really hate this name when you call it nappy hair, you know, all that stuff, or frizzy and untamed, and all these really negative, disempowering words we've attributed to our hair. No wonder why when it comes to making decisions, we're just so, I don't even say petrified, I would say more mindful, very, very mindful of how we choose to style our hair, do with our hair. So I'm certainly not judging anyone who will be on the fence about getting Sisterlocks, especially if you know finance is not an issue, consulting is not an issue. The issue is just to get over that line about, okay, can I just walk around with my natural hair? Other people on the fence are those with really short natural hair, that their hair is so short and they just don't know if they can deal with their hair once it's been done and it goes through a shrink. But I say, there's a reason why you get your hair retightened every 6 weeks. It is because it grows, and it might grow this much or that much. But either way, it's growing, and over a period of time, it just gets longer and longer and longer. If you go back and look at my journey video, you can see my hair was very short, but look at it now, it's down to here. And other people, they get the Sisterlocks, they wear wigs for about 1 or 2 years. Personally, I don't particularly recommend that because I still say our hair likes to be free and have fresh hair. Other people who are on the fence or Crossroads, they have maybe some kind of traction alopecia, caused by excessive tagging at the front of the hair, so they don't have any hair around here or at the back, so they're scared how the locks are going to look. But I would say, you know, just get the locks down and put a cute little band and start massaging your scalp with some coconut oil or some, you know, I normally hear coconut oil is the one a lot of people use to stimulate the growth again. If anybody's got any other oils that I recommend, please comment your, please put your comments below. And what are the reasons that put people at crossroads? Sitting down for a long time getting your hair done. I'm one of those people, if I need to do something uncomfortable for a short duration of time, I will do it. I don't mind putting myself through a difficult circumstances or situation, as long as I know it's limited. Normally that's me. I can persevere quite, I've got strong will to persevere through stuff, and I don't normally give up that easy. But I also understand that sitting down for a long period of time is not good for everyone, especially if you have a medical condition. But in saying that, again, with clients, you have all sorts of clients with all sorts of background and health needs, and they all seem to manage once they're on a chair. If so, just say to your consultant that, you know, I can't see myself being down for 12 hours a day for 2 days in a row. Come with space the establishment of a period of time. Just ask, would that cost additional if that's the case? How do they feel about that? Because if you know you've got a medical condition that you cannot sit down for a very long time, it can't be off-putting. But again, I always say there's always a consultant out there that are very flexible, that can bend to accommodate customers. Another factor that people have about Sisterlocks is, what are the most common inquiries that I normally get when people sitting on the fence that they really don't know? Actually, really the most common one is about the corporate environment. You know, how is it going to be perceived? And honestly, I say Sisterlocks are very presentable. They look so cute at early stages, late stages, whichever stage. I just say that if you are the person just got Sisterlocks, but prior to Sisterlocks you were wearing extensions, you were wearing weaves, you were wearing braids most of the time, and if you're not doing that, you had your hair like in a wrap. Just understand that when you come to leave your house for this first time with your natural Sisterlock, you might feel some kind of way. Now, especially if the hair that you're wearing is a different texture to your own hair. Say if it's like a straight wig or weave, your hair is going to look very different from that, and you might have to get used to your face with your natural hair locks, as in Sisterlocks, and that will be very different to the visual that you have when you have a wig or extensions or weaves. And I think it's about adjusting to the new look. And I would say the way we adjust to a new look is by consistency, doing it every single day. When I got my hair done and it was really, really short, I was tempted. I was like, should I put something on? I don't know. I just stepped out the house. I went to Primark and I got some loads of these little flowers and cute little clips just to put on my hair. And that was me. That was done. I was like, if I set on a trajectory of covering the Sisterlocks until they grow, this is a trajectory I'm going to go on for quite some time. So I just stepped out. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to face it head on. So if you're on a fence, it's normal. Don't judge yourself too harshly. It's not a big deal. Or if you make a big deal, but honestly it's fairly normal. But having a doubt does not mean not to do it. Having a doubt, it just means acknowledging that there's uncertainty there, but also means that on the other side of doubt is normally growth. Get it? Growth. On the other side of doubt is growth. So that's my message for this video. So if you're on a fence, by all means jump over. If you're a crossroad, Sisterlock, loose natural, Sisterlocks. Alright, thank you for watching, guys.